Most popular sports of each continent. For many people, sports are an integral aspect of life. Exercise, team building, and the ability to make new acquaintances and develop close bonds with others are all facilitated by sports. Sports have the power to bring people together around a common interest, give people something to cheer for, and even provide as a momentary escape from the stresses of daily life. Every nation or region in the world has a preferred sport. In fact, many of them share the same preference. The Americas. Baseball is the most widely played sport in North America. Baseball was selected as the preferred sport by almost 35% of North American spectators. Africa. Football is the most popular sport in Africa. Football is the most popular sport in Africa, despite rugby being the most popular. Europe. The most popular sport in Europe is football. The UEFA Champions League is one of soccer's most esteemed competitions, and European club teams receive some of the highest salaries worldwide. Asia. Football is the most popular sport in Asia. The majority of Asia plays football, however Japan is the only Asian nation that prefers baseball to football while still participating in other sports. Australia. Rugby is the second most popular sport in Australia after cricket. Cricket received a mere 20% more votes from Australians than rugby. World's most popular sports. Football, soccer. Soccer, also known as association football, is by far the most popular sport in the world, despite the fact that it may not be obvious in the United States. In almost all of Europe, South America, Africa, the Middle East, Central America, and Asia, soccer reigns supreme. Around 3.5 billion people worldwide follow the sport, and 250 million people participate in it in 200 different nations. Cricket, which has 2.5 billion supporters worldwide, basketball, which has 2.2 billion, and field hockey are the next three most popular sports, 2 billion. The Union of European Football Associations, UEFA, which has 55 national association members, is the governing body for association football, futsal, and beach soccer in Europe. FIFA, also known as the International Federation of Association Football, oversees world football through its 6 continental confederations, including UEFA. The UEFA European Champions, UEFA Champions League, UEFA Nations League, UEFA Europa League, and UEFA Super Cup are only a few of the national and club competitions that are organized by UEFA on behalf of the national associations of Europe. Few European nations favor any sport besides soccer or football. Skiing is the most popular sport in Austria and Estonia. Basketball is the most popular sport in Finland, whereas ice hockey is the most played sport in Latvia and Lithuania. Gaelic football is the most popular sport in Ireland. Football is played in association everywhere else. Similar to this, all but a few Asian nations rank association football as their most popular sport. The rare exceptions include basketball in the Philippines, kickboxing in Laos and Cambodia, archery in Bhutan, and table tennis being king in China. Wrestling is the most popular sport in Mongolia, while cricket is the most popular game on the Indian subcontinent, which includes Bangladesh, India, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Pakistan. Moving on to Oceania, rugby is the most popular sport in Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, and several other Polynesia island nations. While association football is most popular in Indonesia and Fiji. Cricket or Australian rules football are typically preferred by Australians. In Mexico, where men's association football has been played professionally since the early 1900s and the Mexican Federation of Soccer was established in 1927, association football, soccer once more holds the top rank. The Mexican national football team has competed in 16 World Cups, with its first appearance coming in 1930. In Mexico, the first women's professional football league was announced in December 2016 and began play in 2017. The Estadio Azteca in Mexico City serves as the home field for the Mexican national football team. The majority of Central and South America is once again dominated by association football, while baseball is preferred by the populations of Panama, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. The most popular sport in Guyana is cricket, which is perhaps a result of the nation's past as a British colony and the fact that Guyana is the only native English-speaking nation in South America. Cricket. Cricket is also a popular sport in Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, and other nations that were formerly under British rule. One of the few things of Indian culture that unites the entire nation is cricket. India's first cricket match was officially recorded in 1721, and in 1932 it joined England, Australia, South Africa, the West Indies, and New Zealand as the sixth member of the elite club. 24,000 spectators showed up to watch India play England in its debut game. 1952 saw India score its first triumph. The same year Pakistan became a member of the club. Pakistan won their first game versus England 2 years later. Since that time, the Indian subcontinent has come to enjoy cricket, with Pakistan and India serving as the main cricket rivals in the area. Some of the most eagerly anticipated games and popular television broadcasts in India are a result of the rivalry between India and Pakistan. American football, NFL. American football is the most popular sport in the country. Football has between 390 million and 410 million supporters globally. The bulk of them are in the United States, making it one of the most watched sports in the country. The National Football League, NFL, which consists of 32 clubs split evenly between the National Football Conference, NFC, and the American Football Conference, is the top league in American football, AFC. Every team in the NFL plays 16 games throughout the course of the regular season's 17 weeks, with one free week in between. The regular season is followed by postseason competition, as is the case with most sports. One of the most popular sporting events in the world is the Super Bowl, which is the NFL's ultimate championship game. The prized Lombardi Trophy, named after legendary coach Vince Lombardi, whose Green Bay Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls, is awarded to the victor. Despite having a lot of rivals, the NFL is undoubtedly the most prosperous American football league in the country. The list of alternative leagues that have existed over the years is not all-inclusive. The American Football League, the predecessor of the AFC Conference, united with the NFL in 1970. Between 1983 and 1985, the United States Football League, USFL, competed in 3 seasons. In 1974, 1975 and again in 2008 to 2011, the World Football League was active. The World League of American Football, which shares the same name, made an effort to introduce American football to a larger audience in 1991 by launching teams in Barcelona, Frankfurt, and London. NFL Europe was the new name, and it ceased operations in 2007. From 1987 until 2019, the shorter field and quicker tempo of the Arena Football League were in use. Vince McMahon, a World Wrestling Entertainment executive, founded the short-lived XFL League, which ran from 2001 to 2020 before the COVID-19 epidemic ended its season. Then McMahon sold the XFL to a consortium led by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a former professional wrestler. The XFL intends to return in February 2023 as of mid-2022. Ice hockey, which began in Montreal and is the national winter sport of Canada, is the most popular sport in the country. The 3 primary junior hockey leagues in Canada are represented by the Canadian Hockey League, CHL, which was established in 1975. The Western Hockey League, Ontario Hockey League, and Quebec Major Junior Hockey League are the 3 member leagues. The overall number of teams is 60, of which 52 represent 9 Canadian provinces and 8 represent 4 American states. The CHL's top prize for the winning team is the Memorial Cup. In an annual effort to capture the coveted Stanley Cup, Canadian hockey teams compete in the National Hockey Competition, NHL, the American Hockey League. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Ottawa Senators, Winnipeg Jets, Edmonton Oilers, Calgary Flames, and Vancouver Canucks are Canadian National Hockey League teams. Baseball. Baseball is the most popular sport in Japan. Baseball was first brought to Japan by American Horace Wilson in 1872, and the first professional competitions appeared in the 1920s. The Central League and the Pacific League were created in 1950 following the 1936 formation of the first Japanese professional league. Nippon Professional Baseball for Puro Yaki, Professional Baseball, is the name of the professional league. The ball, striking zone, and playing field are all slightly smaller in Major League Baseball, MLB, in the United States than they are in Japan, and ties are permitted. Baseball for high schools is likewise quite well liked in Japan. At Koshien Stadium, more than 50,000 people attend the National High School Baseball Championship, and millions more watch it on television. American football in Australia. Australia's national sport is Australian rules football. Australian football is a contact sport in which there are 2 teams of 18 players each. On an oval-shaped field, players kick an oval-shaped ball between 2 goalposts to score. The only fully professional league in the sport is the Australian Football League, AFL, which is also the richest sporting organization in the country. More people attend the AFL Grand Final than any other club tournament in the globe.